Hello, salutations. What to do? It's Dr. Gamer, all father Durag gang. You know the vibes, like subscribe. Let's get it. Happy Monday, Durag Nation. How's everyone doing? Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Got a nice little morning stream / afternoon. Today is the Game Award nomination announcement. So they're going to go over what games are actually going to be nominated for what category. Starting a little early today just to go over predictions, talk about what we think is going to happen, all that good stuff. Show starts. Geoff Keighley goes live at about 11:40. So we're just giving everyone a chance to come in, get situated, and talk about what they think. Honestly, I don't think there's going to be that much unpredictability when it comes to the nominations. I think the Golden Joystick Award show, which just happened, is pretty much going to tell us exactly how the Game Awards are going to go. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is clearly just going to dominate. I think the only drama is going to be who's actually going to be nominated for Game of the Year, because there's only 6 potential slots and a lot of potential Game of the Year nominees, but somebody's not going to make it, and I think it's going to be Starfield, because that's already created drama. Yeah, I feel like Spider-Man 2 and Baldur's Gate 3. I think Spider-Man 2, Baldur's Gate 3, and Tears of the Kingdom are just absolute stone cold locks for Game of the Year nominations. I think we just toss those 3 out there and call it a day. So the other 3 is where it gets tricky. What's up, Craig? Blessings to you, my friend. What's up, Blazing Flame? Do you think a Daredevil game will happen in the future? Pretty sure I talked about that before in a video. But if you missed it, there was a leak from 2020 where someone on 4chan said that there was a Daredevil and a Wolverine game in development, and they described the Wolverine game as a God of War semi-open world type of game. And sure enough, 2020 is when they dropped that leak. Literally the next year, that Wolverine game gets announced. But haven't heard anything about the Daredevil game. And then Insomniac starts like really aggressively like teasing Daredevil, especially this year. So like I said in that other video that I made covering all the Easter eggs and stuff like that, in the comments Brian Tahar made, it looks very much like Insomniac is planning to do something with Daredevil. Maybe it's DLC, maybe it's a solo game, but it definitely looks like we're getting a Daredevil, some kind of Daredevil game at some point. You don't want Baldur's Gate 3 to win. Alan Wake and ours do better. God War Ragnarok didn't come out this year. It's not eligible. What's up, IDK, bro? I haven't played Alan Wake 2 either. I've heard mixed things. I've heard a lot of people say it's amazing. I heard some people say they didn't like it. You think Breath of the Wild? You think Tears of the Kingdom? Tears of the Kingdom, obviously. Like we don't need to speculate about for the nominations. we don't need to speculate about stuff like Tears of the Kingdom. Everybody knows Tears of the Kingdom is nominated. Tears of the Kingdom was pretty much a lock for Game of the Year before Baldur's Gate 3 came out. So obviously, the games that everyone knows are going to be there, we don't need to speculate. Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate 3 are the favorites to win. So obviously, they're going to get nominated. Spider-Man 2, big game, really, and it had the critical acclaim, which is what the Insomniac games are usually missing, getting into that 90 range. So I think that locks it up because they already had the commercial success. So now they got the critical acclaim. So that's going to be 3. So the question is then going to be, who's going to be the other 3? Because there's a lot of potential nominees for those final 3 spots. There's going to just look at the potential last 3. So obviously, when you set aside Baldur's Gate 3, Tears of the Kingdom, and Spider-Man 2, it gets real tricky. You got Mario Wonder, you got Alan Wake 2, you got Resident Evil 4 Remake, you got Hi-Fi Rush, you got Street Fighter 6, you got Final Fantasy 16, you got Hogwarts Legacy, you got Diablo 4, you got Starfield. Like, there's a lot of games that you could throw into that third spot. Those final 3 spots potentially, and there ain't room. Ain't room for all of them. You only have 3. How can you vote for the nominations? You can't. The Game Awards are not fan. It's not a fan voting contest. It's the nominations and the winner are decided by the critics. You like The Last of Us Part 1? Pretty sure most people like The Last of Us Part 1. That game is a classic. 2, on the other hand, well, you'd be generally shocked if Spider-Man 2 wins. Same. I felt like, I think the golden joysticks is basically a preview of what's going to happen. Like, it's pretty much locked up. Baldur's Gate 3 is winning Game of the Year. Like, there's not even drama there. The only drama is going to be which game is not going to get nominated. Everyone knows Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win. The question is, which games are going to get snubbed in the nomination? Shout out to Casual Avenger. Appreciate having you on the podcast on Friday. You don't want Baldur's Gate 3 to win? Being playing as Venom and Spider-Man 2 boosts the game. Definitely not. It's going to get nominated for sure. I would be shocked if it's not nominated. But win? Nah. What's up, Devader 1? What to do now with Flow? Hope you're having a great day. Do I have Spider-Man 2 Platinum? Yes, I do. Starfield. I feel like Starfield is definitely not going to get nominated. I feel like that's going to be the one. There's going to be a lot of deserving games that don't make the nomination, but I think Starfield is going to create the most controversy, and that's only because Xbox players are going to just get mad and blame everybody and say, "Oh, it's a conspiracy," and all this other stuff, because they still can't admit that the game just wasn't it. This is basically just the announcement stream slash ceremony thing. Is not going to be anything like the actual show, so they're not going to have a bunch of premieres or anything. This is literally just them going over what games are going to be nominated. If Assignment makes a Daredevil DLC where he isn't playable, and that's it, then probably another PlayStation studio. I haven't been able to confirm whether or not PlayStation. I mean, it could be any other game too, also, because I thought Ubisoft might be doing the Daredevil game, but I think somebody is definitely doing the Daredevil game. I don't know who, but like I said, somebody's making a Daredevil game. Insomniac seems to very, very, very be aggressively be implying that they're doing something with Daredevil, but I'm willing to believe that the 4chan leak was true because they completely nailed the Wolverine part of that leak. So somebody's doing Daredevil. Yuri could win Best Voice Actor. I think Yuri should definitely win. I think Spider-Man 2 has a really strong case for voice acting and soundtrack. Starfield doesn't get nominated. What's up, Deeper Depth? Shout out to you. Yeah, Xbox fanboys are gonna have a meltdown if Starfield isn't nominated, and they shouldn't. Like the Game Award nominees pretty much always have Metacritic scores in the 90s. Like there's no way around it. Like you have to have Metacritic scores in the 90s to be a serious contender for Game of the Year. That's just how it always works out. Starfield was like barely cracking 85. Like there's no way it's getting nominated on the merits. It's just not happening. There are too many games this year. Please show a short tease of Spider-Man 3. You're out of your mind if you think that they have anywhere near enough to do a Spider-Man 3 tease. There's absolutely no way. They moved all of their Spider-Man 2 developers for the most part to work on Wolverine. We don't even know Spider-Man 3 is coming out before Miles Morales 2. There's no way they're going to have a Spider-Man 3 tease ready to go. Like that'd be crazy. Surprised it cracked 80. Like legit, it's like mid to low 80s on for the critic side, and it's got like a 5-6 range on the user side. There's no way it should be nominated. Like that's just how it is. I have no idea when they're teasing Spider-Man 3. Like I said, they could do Miles Morales 2 first, and there's a very strong case that they could. I have no idea when they're planning on teasing it. You're expecting a Spider-Man 2 DLC announcement. The big one is going to be GTA 6. I don't think they're going to announce GTA 6 at the Game Awards. That's not really Rockstar's style. Like they always release stuff on their own when it comes to those big trailers, and I just don't see them doing it at the Game Awards. I think they're going to do it a few days after the Game Awards. I think because the anniversary, the last time they celebrated the anniversary was on December 10th. That's the last time they celebrated an anniversary. It was like 2 years ago. No, it was like in 2018. They celebrated their what was it? I think it was their 20th. Yeah, I think it was their 20th anniversary, and it was on the December 10th. So I think it's going to be like 3 days after the Game Awards. They're gonna show the trailer. Hopefully, it sees Wonder Woman. Now Wonder Woman. I expect a Wonder Woman and a Suicide Squad reveal at the Game Awards for sure. I think we're going to get a couple superhero reveals. If I had to guess, I couldn't guess. I have no idea. It depends on if they're going to do Miles Morales 2 or they're just going to go straight into Spider-Man 3. I have no idea what that timeline will look like. Is it possible for us to see Wonder Woman? Yeah, yeah, definitely. We think about it Into the Spider-Verse game, because they look like they teased it in the Spider-Man 2. They did more than tease. They literally popped open the portal. I was like, "Hey, what's up, Spider-Verse? Spider-Verse is here." Yeah, Wonder Woman. We're way past due for a Wonder Woman reveal, because they revealed that in 2021. Yeah, like stuff they revealed like a couple years ago. I think the Game Awards are definitely going to be out. Like Suicide Squad has to be there because their game is coming out in February 2nd, so they have to be at the Game Awards. Like that, they have to do it. They have to do something. And I already heard that they're going to do relaunch. So I feel like that's a lock. Wonder Woman has been a while. We're definitely due for an update. Wolverine, maybe. I don't know. I feel like they would do a state of play rather than show it off at the Game Awards. But that's just me. Like Red Dead 2, didn't really play it that much. I played it a little bit and I played like an hour or two of it. My side for Suicide Squad, I'm cautiously optimistic. I want it to be good. It's already doing some things better than Avengers, but the Avengers have the advantage because a game based on the Avengers is inherently going to get more people excited than a game about the Suicide Squad, just by the nature of the base characters being much more popular. But at the very least, it looks like Suicide Squad knew enough from the Avengers experience to improve on some things. Like they're not hiding the fact that it's a looter, so that means they actually spent time and effort making the loot system, unlike in Avengers, which literally just slapped it on without even thinking about it. They made sure they're targeting 60 FPS at launch. They have crossplay. They have an actual open world. They made sure the traversal was good for every character. So they have a lot of things working in their favor to make it a better live service looter than Avengers was. But again, it's going to come down to the performance. The one thing Avengers definitely has done better is hero kits so far from what we've seen. Because Avengers, every hero looks and feels unique when you play them. Even, especially on the base roster. Even the echoey characters have enough distinctions where it doesn't feel exactly the same. That's going to be the big thing with Suicide Squad. Can the actual character kits be unique enough so that it doesn't feel like you're playing Fortnite? You ready for Miles Morales 2? Same. Just hope the story is good for Suicide Squad. I feel like Arkham Auto, they know what to do with the story. I don't think the story is going to be the problem. I think it's going to be the gameplay. Will the characters feel unique enough? Performance, will it actually work? and the end game loop / post launch content, like what will those missions look like? That's going to be the key. Can you make the game interesting after you finish the story enough where people want to keep playing? That's going to be the key. Do I think we'll still get a Superman game? Definitely. What do you think of a Daredevil game made by Insomniac? We think very highly of it. What's up, DGXD? They need to release New Game Plus right now. I mean, it's been over 2 weeks since launch. I think New Game Plus is going to be out in probably like December. You want to play the game again? You want to unlock all the suits again? I'm on my first replay of the game still. I have to stream that this week at some point. I'm playing on Ultimate for the second replay, and I've already unlocked pretty much all the suits except for the story specific ones because I did the XP farm. So I have like all this. I have like all the skill points. I have like all the suits unlocked, except that you can unlock by leveling up. The only suits I don't have are the ones you get from completing missions. Everything else I have, all the skill points I have. So I'm just gonna finish playing through. What are they going to talk about? They're going to talk about the nominations for the Game Awards. Do I like Poland? I don't have an opinion on Poland one way or the other. Can you talk spoilers? Yes, you can definitely talk Spider-Man 2 spoilers. The game's been out for well over 2 weeks. It's been game came out. It's November 13th. Game came out on the 19th for a lot of places. like if you haven't played it yet or you haven't been spoiled yet, like tough. I think a Doctor Strange game is possible. Anything is possible. People want as long as people want superhero games, they're going to look to especially the recognizable ones, thanks to the MCU. So, like, for example, Marvel did a 3-game deal with EA, but EA only confirmed 2 of the games so far, Iron Man and Black Panther. If you notice, Iron Man and Black Panther, 2 very popular characters, in large part because of the MCU. So if you're, and then the other Marvel game, another Marvel game coming out from Skydance, that's Black Panther and Captain America. Once again, very popular, already popular, but made more so by the MCU. So if you have that recognition boosted by the MCU, that gives you a good chance of getting your own solo game. So in that regard, we already got Spider-Man, we already got Wolverine. So if you're looking at any other Marvel character that would get a solo game, you'd have to look at the Hulk, you'd have to look at Doctor Strange, Thor, characters that are very popularized by the MCU that people think, okay, we can probably build a game around this. Wanda, to Ghost Rider, Blade, Daredevil. Those are all characters. The Punisher, those are all characters that you can see get their own game. You just made your own new game plus. I think Hogwarts deserves it because it made small company effort put in. Also want to see games journalists eat their words. Well, unfortunately, the games journalists are the ones voting, so they're not going to eat their words. They're the ones voting for the nominations. So, if Hogwarts Legacy is nominated for Game of the Year, it's going to be because of the games journalists. And spoiler alert: Hogwarts Legacy is not getting nominated for Game of the Year. I'm telling you right now, it's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. I'm surprised Hogwarts Legacy scored as high as it did on Metacritic, because you knew there was going to be a bunch of journalists that were just going to review bomb it because of the controversy. Like, regardless of how good the game was, because it's associated with J.K. Rowling, a bunch of outlets are just going to review bomb it, and it's still I think it's still scored higher than Starfield, which is crazy. But they're not going to nominate it. Like, if it was a fan vote, yeah, it's probably getting nominated. But if the journalists are deciding, no, no way. Did I see the Loki finale? I did. We didn't get to review it on the podcast. Casual didn't see it yet, but I was pleasantly surprised, because it was a rough ride getting there, but I thought the ending was pretty good. I definitely liked, especially I think people were gassing a little bit, but that final scene was really good, really well done. All things considered, I thought they did a decent job wrapping it up. Do you think we see any of the upcoming games, trailers, or gameplay, including Wolverine? I highly doubt it at the Game Awards. But Skydance Media, the Captain America BP game, good chance. Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, really strong chance. And I think we get an announcement from WB Games Montreal, potentially. They're working on a DC game. They haven't told anyone what it is yet. I think this is potentially where we get the announcement. Lord Lord coming through with the 20. That is not cheap. Thank you so much, Lord. Oh, that's my boy. Oh, that's my boy. We go way back to 5th grade. Just waiting on Back in Town, waiting on Dragon Dogmas 2 to come out. Oh yeah, I love that game. Welcome Back in Town, my friend. Yo, Dragon Dogmas 2. I forgot about that. I gotta check. I'm a Capcom creator. I gotta check in with them because I definitely need me some Dragon's Dogma 2. I need that game when it's going to drop. They're doing a new Monster Hunter too. I might check that out as well. I'm looking because I tried Monster Hunter, but I couldn't really get into it. But it looked like a game that, in theory, I would like because if I was able to spend more time with it, because I really enjoyed Dauntless, and Dauntless is like a Monster Hunter, but I think Monster Hunter is supposed to be better and have a lot more to it. But I really enjoyed Dauntless. I remember that. So the idea of Monster Hunter definitely appeals to me. So I think I need a fresh Monster Hunter on current gen. I think that'll really get me going into it. But yeah, Monster Hunter and Dragon's Dogma 2, definitely I'm looking forward to. Games I'm looking forward to the next 2 years. Besides those two, Stellar Blade next year, I think is coming. That looks really fun, and looks like a really good culture game. Suicide Squad, I really want to be good. Pretty much all the Marvel stuff that's coming, all the DC stuff that's coming. I want the I think the Wonder Now I know a little worried about the Wonder Woman game, only because of the live service elements. Usually that wouldn't be an issue because, like, if it's something like skins or something, who cares, or extra content, who cares? But because it's being made by Monolith, and they had a history of like ruining Shadow of War with microtransactions before removing it, there is a little cause for concern there. But you'd have to assume that they probably learned their lesson from that experience, especially since they ultimately did do the right thing and just remove the microtransactions from the game. But the fact that they did do it, like go all in on the microtransaction stuff, it is something to keep note of since they're coming back. But other than that, I really just want DC to make really good games because Marvel seems to be like carrying right now. But I'm hoping the unannounced WB game Montreal superhero game is Superman finally. Like, Jesus, guys. We should have got a Superman game. Like, this is crazy. You know when the Game Awards start? The Game Awards are December 7th. Have no interest in Little Nightmares 3. Death Stranding 2, yeah, we're probably getting another one of those. Pragmata, probably get an update. What's my new favorite traversal mechanic in Web Wings? And Spider-Man, I mean, weren't that many new ones, but the Web Wings by far the most I'm having the most fun with. Being able to fly across the ocean was very fun. Would I like a Loki game? Depends on who's making it and what angle they're taking on that. Because in theory, Loki can be interesting, but you gotta wonder how they're going to make it. Because Loki's typically a villain, but he's also can be an anti-hero. So what exactly are they adapting to make a Loki story? I would rather have a Thor game than a Loki game. Any games you recommend other than Spider-Man, like right now? Depends on what you're into. Right now I've been playing this year a lot. Street Fighter 6, love that game. Assassin's Creed Mirage was okay. Final Fantasy 16 was really fun. Frontiers of Pandora looks interesting. I don't know if it's going to be. I'll probably get a chance to try it out, but we'll see. Not that much coming out this year now. All the big games are pretty much gone already. But I hear good things about Alan Wake 2. I didn't play the first Alan Wake, but I did play Control, and Control is in that same universe. It's a very different game, but it's from the same company, and Control was awesome. Do I watch anime? I watch an aggressive amount of anime. Check out that Rocksteady Superman game and the sequel by now. Facts, bro. The turning down a Superman game from Rocksteady is crazy. What's up, INT? What do you think of a Marvel game universe controlled by Insomniac and other companies? Nah, that's not going to work. I like Insomniac's already building their own universe. You know, they started with the Spider-Man PS4. Now they're expanding that steadily. Now they're having another game, Wolverine. Spider-Man already established in the Insomniac universe. They've established. You know, you got your Spider-Man, but you've also got Daredevil there. You got Doctor Strange and Wong running around. You got the Avengers. Now you got Wolverine, so you're probably gonna have the X-Men. So Insomniac could already do it. I mean, they can legit just make games based on the Marvel characters they've established in the Insomniac Spider-Man games already, and that would be cool. Rise of the Ronin. I keep forgetting about Rise of the Ronin, but I got a refresher the other day, and I remember thinking that looked pretty cool. And the last Ronin game, speaking of Ronin, the last Ronin Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game, that looks like it's going to be really good. I want to try that when that comes out. God of Stories Loki game. Yeah, the 2024 looks like when that Spider-Man, sometime in 2024 is when we're probably getting that story DLC for Spider-Man 2. God of Stories game for Loki. I don't know. God of Stories, that feels like a Remedy. That feels like a Remedy type of game rather than an Insomniac type of game. But Insomniac can do. I'm pretty sure Insomniac can pull it off. You still think we'll get an X-Men game? Yep, my opinion on that has not changed. Think we'll have news on Budokai Tenkaichi 4? Not today, no. Game Awards, maybe. Is PS5 the best Spider-Man game? I think so. News for the Transformers game? I completely forgot about that Transformers game, man. I thought they canceled it. Is that still coming out? Yeah, I think the Game Awards is definitely going to be that's which is exactly why I think we're going to get a lot of stuff at the Game Awards, because the year is basically almost over, and you got to think that a lot of these games, if they're not delayed, they're planning on doing something in 2024. They want to get some momentum heading into that year. So I think they're going to definitely stack a lot of stuff at the Game Awards. Hope they cook the Transformers game. I hope so too, because I like the idea of a Transformers game like that. But when it comes to live service games, you definitely gotta be careful. It's very easy to go horribly wrong. Silent Hill 2, that's definitely a thing. So we probably will see Silent Hill 2 at the Game Awards. Appreciate you, Blazing. I would be surprised if we did. All right, the games I would be surprised to not see at the Game Awards would be Silent Hill 2, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, and Death Stranding 2. I would definitely be surprised if they weren't there. Helldivers and Stellar Blade look like they both got delayed out of 2023. We just haven't had an official update yet. That's why I think we might get another state of play. Because Spider-Man's done. Wolverine is next. But they had 2 other games that were supposed to come out this year, Helldivers and Stellar Blade. Helldivers was at the I'm trying to remember. I think Helldivers was at the showcase, but we didn't get an update. And Stellar Blade wasn't there at all. I think Helldivers officially got delayed at the state of play, but we didn't get to see Stellar Blade at all. So we need to see it at some point. They might do another state of play. They might do game. They could do the Game Awards for Stellar Blade if they don't have, because I would see Sony doing a state of play if they have enough games they want to show off. But if I'm Sony, I don't want to have like a state of play or a showcase unless I have something to show for Wolverine. That's just me though. Like if I didn't have anything for Wolverine, I would just hold it. I just hold it. I'd be like, I wait until Insomniac has something to present for Wolverine, and then I do a state of play, and then I stack some stuff in there like Helldivers, Stellar Blade, Rise of Rowan, and whatever. I put all that in the state of play, but have Wolverine be like the draw to make sure people watch to the end. Nominations start in about 6 minutes. I think Silk will be training at the end of the last DLC of Spider-Man. Like, here's the thing. If they do a Miles Morales 2, I think Miles and Silk are going to be playable. I think that'll be like the introductory game for Silk, rather than have her explored in Spider-Man 3. They could do it in DLC. They could have like one DLC just kind of for Silk, and then focus the rest around Wraith and Carnage. But a Miles Morales 2 with Silk feels like the wave. It was dumb of DC for not starring a DC game universe earlier in the reign of Batman Arkham Knight. I could definitely agree there, because in general, and they've acknowledged, the new CEO Zaslav has since acknowledged this. Warner Brothers has not done a good job of taking advantage of the IPs they have in the gaming space. Like, they have the rights to so many popular IPs. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, DC Comics, and they barely use them for video games. Like, they've been severely underutilized. Like, back when Arkham was at its peak, they could have had so many more superhero games out. High quality ones. They could have done a Wonder Woman game. They could have done they should have done the Superman game. They could have done all sorts of games. They could have done Justice League, they could have done Green Lantern, they could have done Flash, they could have done Constantine, they could have done Martian Manhunter, they could have done all these different games with different characters just from DC alone. And I just felt like they just let it go to waste. You think Venom could return in a DLC or solo game? Yeah, like I said in my video on the Carnage DLC, I think Carnage, I don't think they're doing a Venom spinoff game for 2024, but if they're doing Carnage, it would make sense for them to just be like, well, we'll have Venom pop up again, maybe with a new host. Because the answer that they gave was like, well, if people want more Venom, like, obviously people are going to want more Venom, so they had to account for that. But Harry being gone complicates that. But showing that Cletus was able to get a symbiote sample, that would mean there's a possibility that they could just say, oh well, somebody else got a symbiote sample. and just call it like that. Or they could use Carnage to set up another Venom. You know, say he fights Carnage, they defeat Carnage, and Cletus loses the symbiote, and then the symbiote could go to somebody else. You know, they could always play it like that. Hope you get more Spider-Verse references. Same. So Rambo, how you feeling? Will Venom host the Game Awards? I don't believe Tony Todd is hosting this year. I would love it if he was hosting or co-hosting with Geoff Keighley. I think that would be pretty legendary. But as far as I know, it's just Geoff. So I think Pete is going to give Harry the anti-Venom symbiote. I don't think so. I don't know if you even can. Venom games antagonists might be null. If they did an actual game, yeah, that could be something. That, because I mean, null would be pretty high up there in terms of scale, so I could potentially see them going that route, but that would be insane. I don't know if we're going to get multiple DLCs. I'm confident in the one for 2024. I don't know if they're going to do 3 again. Feels like they should though, unless they're going to do one really big one. Feels like you need, if it depends, and again, it depends on what they're going to do with it. If they're going to tell the Carnage story, feels like they should do 3. Because you could also, because if you're not going to do a Miles Morales sequel, then it makes sense to set up the Silk Spider in the DLC. So you could have some DLC with playable Silk Spider, with just introducing her whole thing, and then you could have the rest of the DLC pay off the whole Yuri Watanabe Carnage storyline. You wish for the collector's edition of Spider-Man 2 could just buy the steelbook and 19 inches of Venom without getting the game again. Well, the whole point of collector's edition is that they want you to spend that bread on the whole thing. You know, they want it to be limited, and they want you to spend that $200 rather than just buying smaller individual pieces. Why was there a Screwball poster for Spider-Man 2 when she didn't show up? That's actually hilarious. That people still think that's real. Shout out to Caboose. W Caboose. Absolutely hilarious that to this day, and it's probably a little bit annoying for Insomniac, but to this day, people still didn't realize that was obviously a meme. He did not actually mean that. He made a fake character poster. If you remember, they were releasing promotional character posters ahead of the launch of Spider-Man 2, showing off some of the villains. And Caboose made one with Screwball as a meme, and like a bunch of people. It was really well made, but for some reason, a bunch of people didn't realize it was a joke. And they still like, why did Screwball show up in the game? That's hilarious. Shout out to W Caboose. He's still got people thinking that's real. That's too funny. We need Screwball. Hey, I know we joke about Screwball being terrible, and she is, but hear me out. Spider-Man 2 needed more villains. I love the game. It definitely needed more villains. Not necessarily Screwball, but it definitely needed more. because I think it's technically 30 minutes shorter than Spider-Man PS4. And I feel like the story could have just benefited from like at least another hour, and just add some more villains. I feel like you add another hour to the story and some more villains. It cleans up some of the pacing issues, and it gives the players a better sense of satisfaction. Screwball is terrible, but they teased Big Will. Remember that. They teased Big Will and Hydro Man and Speed Demon, and we didn't end up getting any of them. My favorite suit in Spider-Man 2, definitely the white Power Ranger suit for Miles. Spider-Man 2 will not win an award. I find that highly unlikely. I don't think it's going to win Game of the Year. I certainly need at least 5 more hours. Since Venom appeared, it felt rushed to you. Like, I can see that. Like, instead of a 15-hour story, give it like 20. Yeah, like, yeah, you're still in a decent range. Yeah, it definitely would have added more. Cause I don't agree with people who are like, I wanted an 80-hour game. Like, no, it could definitely at least use a couple more hours, I think. Yeah, and more villains. Sad when they killed off Shock, because that's the other thing. They could have spent more time on Kraven, because I want to see Kraven fight more people. I want to see Kraven hunt more people. Like, we lost most of the Sinister Six off screen. Like, it's crazy. The only on screen member of the Six we saw get off by Kraven was Scorpion. Everyone else was done off screen. I feel like they could have benefited from more. Black Panther Miles suit was great. Facts. What's up, Talus? Think killing them was a dumb idea? I don't mind killing members of the Six. I think there's better. If you're not planning on using them again, I'm fine with them being casualties of Kraven the Hunter. But don't just off-screen all of them. Personally, I like the idea of, as a way to make the end of the game more interesting with the random crime. Like, have random crimes when villains like show up. Like, there'll be a break, like every once in a while, instead of just a drug deal or a mugging or a car chase, there's like a prison break. And you have to contain one of the bosses, like Shocker or something. I think that would be a really cool way of like making the random crimes seem more interesting at the end of the game. Do you think Spider-Man 3 and Insomniac should make an original villain? Absolutely not. Don't overcomplicate it. Green Goblin, final chapter. We're good to go. How do I think Daredevil will fit the narrative? It depends on what they're doing. I mean, it wouldn't. I mean, it's pretty I mean, it's pretty straightforward because if remember, a lot of one of the complaints a lot of people had with the Spider-Man games is that all this stuff is going on. New York is like filled with superheroes. All this crazy stuff is going on, and nobody ever does anything. Like the only time we got an interaction with an actual superhero in New York in the story was when Black Cat literally broke into the sanctum and stole something from Strange. And then we didn't even get to see anybody. Wong just remotely took the wand back. So there's always a narrative reason to have these heroes. They just never show up. So it'd be really easy to do. Just whatever storyline they're doing, just bring in Daredevil. Whether that's to help with Carnage in the Yuri Watanabe situation, or they want to bring in the Hand or something. Like, just literally just be like, oh, stuff is going on in New York. Get another superhero. I think Wolverine will come out in fall 2024. It looks like it. I mean, if the I just made a video about this. If the artist is to be believed, it looks like it's going to be out in 2024. But I wouldn't be looking for it until like November or December though. But it's going to depend on how fast they can get it done and whether or not they get affected by it. Also, you also got to factor in the video game strike. If there's no video game strike next week, then you have to look at, okay, well, are they going to be able to get it out on time with all the extra people from Spider-Man 2's dev team working on the game? If anyone could do it, it's Insomniac, especially since from what I've heard, Wolverine isn't going to be as big of a game as Spider-Man. It's not going to be this big open world game. Is going to be more linear and scaled down like God of War. So in that regards, I think it's possible because they did manage to release Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart after Spider-Man, Miles Morales. So I think it's definitely possible on a smaller scale game for them to get it out for sure. But I would not be surprised if it ends up being early 2025 or mid 2025. Better for it to come out in 2023 as next month is December. Would you have waited until October 20th, 2024? Story is even longer. A couple hours. We gotta wait till 2024 just to make the story a couple hours longer. So what, delay it until October 24th? Depends on how much we're talking. Personally, I was fine with it coming out in like December or something. I just wanted more villains. But yeah, if they had said the release date was, if in 2021 they had said Spider-Man 3 releases in 2024, fall 2024, instead of 2023, that would have been perfectly fine. What they wanted to avoid was a delay, because Sony needed them to get that out. The video game strike is next week. It's next week. That's when they're voting and deciding on if they're going to close the deal or not. The strike hasn't started yet. That's what I was saying. Next week is when we'll find out if they're going to be on strike or not. Think they're going to start with the most anticipated nominees? I feel like they're going to save those for last. I think they're saving Geoff Keighley is a showman. I don't think he's going to lead off the show saying, okay, here are the nominees for Game of the Year. He's gonna let it cook. Was Gotham Knights actually releasing DLC, or is that just a rumor? I don't know at this point. People thought they were releasing DLC because they noticed that the game was updating on Steam. I haven't checked Steam lately, but so far the only thing they did was put the game on Game Pass. But with the news that Warner Brothers is looking to extend their games, add more live service elements to them so that people have a reason to come back to them, I think the door is still open for Gotham Knights, because typically companies don't go for Game Pass for a game that's already been out unless they're planning to do something more. And Gotham Knights is already a game that's released 2 DLC. And reportedly, they already made their money back. Despite people thinking the game flopped. Like, they already made their money back. They released 2 DLC. And called it a day. So, if they then were like, okay, well, we're not done promoting it now, we want to get the Game Pass, then it's looking like, then that call with the investors about they're doing more live service stuff, extending their games more, makes me think they're not quite done with Gotham Knights. So they might push so now that it's on Game Pass, they might be like, okay, well, and they're also releasing a new skin for Arkham Knight, 8-year-old game, but they're not done with it. It's coming out on Switch in December, the whole collection, and they're dropping the Robert Pattinson Batman skin. So I can definitely see them being like, okay, well, we released 2 DLC for Gotham Knights. We got a spike in players because we put it on Game Pass. Let's bring some new people in, because they lost a lot of people. They lost some people from WB. Let's bring some new people in that will manage kind of this live servicey experiment. And let's throw something else out there. Let's maybe try a paid DLC this time or something, maybe. So I can definitely see them still do something. Spider-Man 2, I don't think it has a chance of winning Game of the Year. No. This is Baldur's Gate 3. This is the year of Baldur's Gate 3. I have no illusions about Spider-Man 2 winning. This is either Baldur's Gate 3 or Tears of the Kingdom. Not that the Spider-Man games need a bigger map. Not even. The maps aren't the problem. It's just the actual content. The random crime system could be better. And just in this particular case with this game, I thought they could have used more villains. Did Elden Ring came out this year? No. Elden Ring came out in 2022 or either 2022 or 2021. I think 2022.
There have been
February 2022.
Great games in 2023, and on Thursday, December 7th,
Shout out Geoff Keighley.
Celebrate the best of the best at the 10th Annual Game Awards, streaming live everywhere from right here at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles. I'm Geoff Keighley, and it is finally time to reveal the nominees across more than 30 categories. And to help select the winners, you can vote in all categories starting now at thegameawards.com. This is going to be a very special TGA filled with new game announcements from teams around
Vote now.
And in the coming
Spoiler
weeks,
alert,
we'll
it doesn't
have
matter.
much more to share. But now,
Your vote
I am
doesn't
honored
count.
to get to the task at hand. Here are the nominees as selected by our voting jury for the Game Awards 2023.
The voting
Best
jury
performance,
decides.
The nominees are Ben Starr as Clive, Final Fantasy XVI.
Yep, okay.
Cameron Monaghan as Cal Kestis, Star Wars Jedi
I forgot Jedi Survivor, bro.
Idris Elba as Solomon Reed, Cyberpunk 2077.
Fan of Liberty, yep. Oh, that's going to be
Melanie
tough.
Liebert as Saga Anderson, Alan Wake 2. Neil Newbon as Astarion, Baldur's Gate 3, and Yuri Lowenthal as
Yuri!
Peter Parker, Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
Let's go.
For Best Ongoing Game, the nominees are Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077,
2077 is going to win that.
Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Genshin Impact. In the category
I think Cyberpunk is definitely winning that.
Presented by Discord, Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4.
Yeah, Phantom Liberty might actually be nominated
Street Fighter 6
for Game of the Year,
and Super Mario Brothers.
even though it's a DLC,
The
which is
nominees for
crazy.
Best art direction are Alan Wake 2,
Alan Wake
Hi-Fi
2.
Rush,
Hi-Fi Rush probably wins
Lies
that
of
one.
P,
Or Lies of
Super Mario
P.
Brothers Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the
Tears of
Kingdom.
the Kingdom.
For Best Score and Music, the nominees are Alan Wake 2, composer Petri Alonko.
Haven't heard this score yet.
3, composer Borislav Slavov. Final Fantasy
Final Fantasy 16 was
composer
crazy.
Masayoshi Soken.
Soken
Hi-Fi
killed
Rush,
that.
Audio director Shuichi Kabori. And The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, composed by Nintendo.
They didn't even
Sound.
nominate Spider-Man?
The best audio design.
Spider-Man got robbed.
are Alan Wake 2.
Spider-Man's soundtrack was
Dead
insane.
Space, Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
Best audio design, Spider-Man 2, hands down. Hands down, Spider-Man 2.
Best adaptation.
Audio in Spider-Man
recognizes
2 was
excellence
insane.
in authentically creating shows, movies, and other creative endeavors
Final Fantasy 16
based on
gets
video
best
game
music
worlds
then.
and characters. Here are this year's
Not even
nominees
close.
for best adaptation.
It's got to.
Castlevania Nocturne,
Best
Gran
adaptation.
Turismo, The Last of Us.
The Last of Us probably going to win.
Super Mario Brothers movie
Last of Us.
and Twisted Metal.
Last of Us is going to win that one.
For best narrative, the nominees are Alan Wake 2,
Best narrative,
Baldur's
interesting.
Gate 3,
Probably either Baldur's
Cyberpunk
Gate,
2077,
Phantom Liberty.
Final Fantasy 16,
Definitely not Final Fantasy 16.
Marvel's
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
2.
2.
It's going to be between Spider-Man 2,
Impact celebrates
Phantom
thought,
Liberty, and Alan Wake.
profound
I feel like Spider-Man 2 might win that one.
This year's nominees are A Space for the Unbound, Chance of Sonar, Goodbye Volcano High, Chia, Terra Nil, and Venba.
I think Chia wins that one.
Best independent game.
Yeah, Spider-Man not getting nominated for score is
Cocoon,
insane.
Days
The
of
Spider-Man
Night,
score was ridiculous.
Dredge, Sea of Stars, and
Best indie game, Sea of
for
Stars.
best mobile
Definitely got
game,
that.
The nominees are Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis,
Twisted Metal. They're talking about the TV show.
Loki Island Adventure.
That category was for best adaptation.
And Terra Nil. Best community support acknowledges the game for exceptional support, transparency, and responsibility.
I forgot about Phantom Liberty.
The nominees are Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077,
Best community support.
Destiny 2,
No, you can't.
Final
On
Fantasy
principle,
14,
you can't give that.
and No Man's Sky.
That's got to be No Man's Sky or
Okay,
Baldur's
now
Gate.
it's time for best debut indie game.
You can't give that to
Recognized the
Cyberpunk.
development
You
team
can't, on
has
principle.
been on the TGA stage
That's got to be Baldur's
In fact,
Gate.
These teams published their first game in 2023. The nominees are
Definitely not Destiny. Holy.
Dredge, Pizza
Best
Tower,
debut indie game.
Venba, and Viewfinder.
Hmm.
For best VR AR game, the nominees are
I don't think Viewfinder is going to win
Gran
that.
Turismo
If
7,
it worked better, it might.
Humanity, Horizon Call of the Mountain,
Best AR
Resident
VR
Evil
game.
Village VR mode, and Synapse. For Content Creator of the
Hmm.
Year, the nominees are
Sadot the Gamer. Thank you. Thank
People
you.
Make Games, Wacken, Spreen, and Cypher PK.
I haven't heard of any of these people.
What's your most anticipated upcoming game?
Shout out to all
This
the
has to be a game that's officially announced. The nominees are
most
Final Fantasy
anticipated.
VII Rebirth,
Rebirth.
Hades 2,
Hades 2. Nah.
Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth,
Nah.
Star Wars Outlaws,
Outlaws.
and Tekken 8.
Tekken 8. Final
The
Fantasy.
nominees for Best
Final Fantasy got
Action
that
Adventure Game are Alan Wake 2, Marvel's Spider-Man,
Spider-Man 2 is definitely getting that one.
Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Definitely Spider-Man
For
2.
best role-playing game, the jury selected Baldur's Gate 3,
Baldur's Gate 3.
Final Fantasy,
Final Fantasy
16,
16.
Lies of
Lies of P. I forgot Lies of P too.
Stars, and Starfield.
Finally, Starfield got a nomination.
Category
Holy.
Best fighting game. The nominees are
Street Fighter
God
6.
of Rock,
Street Fighter 6.
Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon's
Street Fighter
All-Star
6, hands
Brawl
down, best
2,
fighting game of the year.
Pocket Bravery, and Street Fighter 6. The nominees for Best Action Game are Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon,
Spider-Man 2.
Dead Island 2,
The Island 2 was
Ghost
fun.
Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Remnant 2.
How did distinguishing action from action adventure?
Games that are making our industry available and enjoyable to more people.
That's basically the same thing.
Special committee of accessibility experts. This year's nominees for innovation and accessibility.
But otherwise, yeah, Armored Core.
Diablo 4.
I guess they mean action games with no story.
Rush. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Mortal Kombat
Spider-Man 2 is probably going to be up there.
Street Fighter 6.
Spider-Man 2 got a lot of accessibility.
Best family game. The nominees are Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals,
Best family game.
4,
Pikmin 4.
Superstars.
I think Pikmin 4 is going to win that.
Super
No,
Mario
Wonder.
Wonder.
Yeah, Mario. Either
Best
Pikmin or
strategy
Mario.
Nominees are Advance Wars 1 and 2, Reboot Camp, Cities Skylines 2, Company of Heroes 3,
Best sim strategy
Fire
game.
Emblem Engage.
Probably Fire Emblem.
Pikmin
Or
4.
either Fire Emblem or
This
Pikmin,
year,
I think.
these 5 games are nominated for Best Sports Racing. EA Sports FC 24,
I haven't played any racing game in forever.
Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, and The Crew Motorfest.
The Crew Motorfest. I didn't play that
Now
either.
we'll look at our esports category.
I could have played that.
Starting with Best
Esports.
Game.
Uh-oh.
The nominees are Counter-Strike 2,
Hmm.
Dota 2,
Dota 2,
League of
Counter-Strike,
Legends,
League,
Mobile,
PUBG Mobile.
and Valorant.
Mm.
Your Best Esports
No idea.
Athlete nominees are
Definitely don't know anything about that.
Demon One, Faker, Hydra, Imperial Hal, Ruler.
I don't follow any esports
For Best
esports players.
Esports team, our committee nominated these teams.
Definitely not
Evil
2K.
Geniuses, Valorant, Fnatic, Valorant, Game and Gladiators, Dota 2, JD Gaming, League of Legends,
Ain't no way.
and Team Vitality, Counter-Strike. The Best Esports Coach nominees
Ain't no
are
way they nominated 2K
Potter,
for esports.
Homie, Gumba, Ecstasy, and Zonic.
Don't know any of these people.
Finally, the nominees for Best Esports Event are 2023 League of Legends World Championship, Blast TV Paris Major 2023, EVO 2023,
I'll nominate Evo's.
International Dota 2 Championship,
Evo's the only one I actually watch, so
and
I'm gonna say Evo.
Valorant Champions.
I'm gonna say Evo because Evo's the only one that I actually will check out.
For our final 2 categories.
I feel like everyone
Best
will watch
game
Evo at least
direction
once,
recognizes
even if they
the
don't follow it
extraordinary creative
like
vision,
esports.
innovation, and game direction
I feel like everyone still
of
watches
Design.
Evo.
This year's nominees are Alan Wake 2,
Best game
Baldur's
direction.
Gate 3,
Probably Baldur's
Marvel's
Gate.
Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda.
They're probably going to
Tears
get
of
the
the
Alan Wake or
Okay, finally, on behalf of the jury,
Or
I
Spider-Man.
am proud to announce the 6 nominees
Game of the Year.
selected for outstanding creative and technical excellence.
Game of the Year.
nominees for
Here we go.
Game of the
Game of the Year.
at the
Power of
Game
Avengers
Awards
quiz.
are
Here we go.
Alan Wake 2.
No surprise there.
Remedy Entertainment. Baldur's
Gate 3,
from
of
Larian
course.
Studios. Marvel's
Spider-Man 2, of course.
Insomniac
We already knew these.
Resident
Evil 4.
from Capcom.
Oh,
Super Mario
Brothers Wonder.
from Nintendo.
Oh,
And
Tears of the Kingdom.
Legend of Zelda. Tears of
Oh,
the
no
Kingdom.
Starfield. Oh, rip Starfield.
There you have it. Those are your
Rip
nominees.
Starfield.
Again, highly
Holy.
competitive year for sure, but who will come out on top? Well, you can help select the winners by voting now
Oh,
on the Game Awards.
the question was,
and on our Discord.
Who was going to be those last
Hope you can join us live on
3?
Thursday, December 7th for the Game Awards. The TGA Orchestra will be back.
I knew
on
they were
this
gonna throw in
very
Alan Wake
stage, and
2.
As always, we'll pay tribute to our Game of the Year nominees.
So Resident Evil 4
And
Remake they put in
yes,
there.
you can expect lots of news and updates on what's ahead for games. In
So the 2
2024
late games made it in.
So lock in your votes.
Alan
and get
Wake
ready to
2
celebrate 10
and,
years of the Game Awards. We'll see you
Mar-
live
Mario
on
Brothers
Thursday,
Wonder.
December 7th.
They made it in late. That was a W. Yeah, bro. I already know right now. Xbox players are raging on on social media. Bro, Starfield got 1 nomination. I know Xbox players are mad. I know they're raging right now on social media. Holy. Bro, that's insane. They only got 1. They only got 1. Damn. Starfield was a show. No, it got one. Starfield got nominated for Best RPG, which is not going to win because Baldur's Gate 3 is in the same category. Oh. Remember, they were hyping this up. Like, Xbox fans were talking trash to everyone, saying this is going to be game of the century. This is this is going to destroy PlayStation, all this other stuff. One nomination, and it's not game of the year. That's crazy. Yo, that's insane. Only one Xbox game. And to be fair, they only had, 2 first-party Xbox games that came out this year? Redfall and Starfield. Well, we obviously knew Redfall wasn't getting nominated for anything. But damn, Starfield, 1 nomination? Damn, that's tough. 1 nomination. This is gonna be a war on social media, bro. Right? I guarantee you, as we speak, Xbox fanboys are raging right now. That's wild. So we obviously knew Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, and Baldur's Gate 3 were locks, and probably Alan Wake 2, because everyone was gassing. So realistically, that left two available potential spots. So they ended up going with Mario Wonder and Resident Evil 4 Remake. But it really is a tough category, because I was thinking, like, okay, because I forgot Phantom Liberty, they're counting that, even though it's just a DLC. So you had potentially for that last spot, Phantom Liberty, Jedi Survivor, Hi-Fi Rush, Starfield, Diablo 4, Hogwarts Legacy. You had so many potential choices there. I don't think Hogwarts Legacy got nominated. If I remember, I don't think they not nominated Hogwarts Legacy for anything. Which is obviously not unexpected, because we knew they had to get them back somehow. They were like, okay, you're gonna be one of the best selling games of all time. You ain't getting these nominations though. GTA 6 announcement was last week. The trailer is December, early December. Yeah, you don't have to spam that Star Killer. The GTA 6 announcement happened already. It was last week. You missed it. The trailer is going down in December. Early December. Insomniac should definitely make Avengers game. Let's go. Spider-Man 2 got 8 nominations. Yeah, I don't think GTA 6 is going to be at the Game Awards. I highly doubt it. I think they're going to release it by themselves a couple of days later. The Game Awards are December 7th. I think the GTA 6 trailer is going to be December 10th. Can't believe Tetris is getting nominated. They already started on Twitter. I told you, bro. I knew it. Like, they were already beforehand. I was seeing people like Paul Tassi. I think he made a tweet about it, about Starfield potentially not getting nominated for Game of the Year. I'm like, and I'm not surprised. Like, legitimately, there were so many potential games that they could consider for nomination for that Game of the Year spot. And I knew it was going to be a tough one, because 3 of those spots were locked up. Like Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, Baldur's Gate 3. You knew those were locks. Like, so now all these other great games are fighting for those last 3 spots. Like, there was a very high chance Starfield was not making it. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to check. That's why I was like, check those Metacritic scores. That will tell you everything you need to know about when it comes to the Game of the Year. And sure enough, pretty sure every game that they nominated had a 90, at least a 90 on Metacritic. Let me see. We already know Baldur's Gate 3 and Tears of the Kingdom were like damn near hundreds. Spider-Man 2 Metacritic. Spider-Man 2 debuted with a 92 on Metacritic, and is currently sitting at a 90 with a 9.1 user score. Super Mario Brothers Wonder is at a 92. Resident Evil 4 Remake is a 93. Resident Evil 4 is a 93. Resident Evil 4 Remake, GameCube, 91. Yeah, there it is. Resident Evil 4, March 4, 93. 93 for the Resident Evil 4 Remake from this year. Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2. It's a 87 on PlayStation, 89 on PC, 94 on Xbox. So Alan Wake 2 was the lowest rated one to get nominated. But even that, its lowest score, 87, is still higher than Starfield, which is sitting at an 83. 83 on Xbox, 86 on PC. And Alan Wake 2's got a 94, one of the highest scores, period, on the Xbox, and an 89. So, like the Metacritic score, like if you weren't pushing 90s at some point somewhere on that Metacritic score, you were not getting in on Game of the Year. Like it just wasn't happening. like they should have saw that coming. Like there was absolutely no way Starfield was getting in on Game of the Year with an 83 critic score, a 70 user score. Like it was not happening. Not like and Xbox not even going to win. It's definitely not going to win Best RPG. Yeah, no, not a chance. Like this Baldur's Gate. Like this is going to be the Baldur's Gate 3 show. Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win like a majority of the awards. I feel like. I think Spider-Man 2 I think Spider-Man 2 wins audio, voice performance, and action adventure. I feel like those are the categories Spider-Man 2 is most likely to win in. Baldur's Gate 3 is on pretty much everything. It was originally on PC. They released a PS5 version, and they're releasing an Xbox Series X version later. Starfield fans need to understand long gameplay doesn't mean you will win Game of the Year. Also true. Like this. Like it was so obvious that was not getting nominated. I was not remotely surprised. After I saw how critics responded to Alan Wake 2 and Mario Wonder, I'm like, there's absolutely no way Starfield's getting nominated. Like it's just not happening. Like it's definitely not especially just looking at the Metacritic scores, I was like, it's not happening. It's just not a chance. There was absolutely not a chance of this happening. Like, they should have been surprised. If you're not cracking a 9 if you're not cracking a 90 on Metacritic, you're not getting nominated for Game of the Year. It just doesn't happen. They made an exception for Alan Wake 2. And even then, it still got a 94 on the Xbox version. so when you average the score, it still gives you, like, if you average Alan Wake scores across all the platforms, it still comes out to like a 90. Arcade, appreciate you. When does it start? You missed it already. Yeah, 2023 was not the year to drop Starfield. They wanted a nomination. Too many heavy hitters. Yeah, the heavy hitters it was so many games. Like, so many games. Like, Street Fighter 6 could have had a strong case. And that's a fighting game. Fighting games usually aren't up there for like Game of the Year nominations, but Street Fighter 6 had a strong case to be made for Game of the Year. That got a 92 Metacritic score. So many games. There was too many potential games. Like, somebody was definitely going to get snubbed for Game of the Year. Like, there were so many potentially deserving games. Somebody that you had a strong case was not going to make the cut. And I don't think Starfield was one of those cases. I don't consider Starfield a snub. I don't think it deserved to be nominated. And I think you could have made a strong case for Street Fighter 6 or Phantom Liberty or Jazz Survivor over Alan Wake or Final Fantasy. Like, you could have made different cases for games over Alan Wake 2. Starfield was not one of them. Starfield took 7 years to make it. Now, not winning isn't even a problem. 10, well, really like 25 years in the making, but 10 years, pretty much 10 years, billions of dollars spent to acquire Bethesda, and it didn't even get nominated. Like, winning is hard. Like, you at least want the nomination. You want to be able to say you're a Game of the Year nominee. Like, even if you don't win, being nominated is considered a big deal. To not even be nominated is insane. It's actually insane when you think about it. With all the hype and everything going into it, the fact that it wasn't even nominated for it only got one nomination all night. That's crazy. One nomination in 30 categories is crazy. They're called. Oh, I know Xbox fans are raging right now. They got one nomination for Best RPG. Like, that's wild. And Hogwarts Legacy got nothing. But we know why Hogwarts Legacy didn't get nominated for anything. Let's be honest, we know why. We knew they were going to pay them back somehow. Like, because the critics got a lot of heat for not review bombing the game, because they thought that, okay, well, we can't stop the fans from buying it. It's going to be the best-selling game of the year and one of the best-selling games of all time. Nothing we can do about that, but at least we can review bomb it. But then a bunch of critics were just honest and said, actually, it's a decent game. It's pretty good. And so this is their payback. This is their get back. They're like, okay, well, we couldn't stop them from selling. We couldn't stop the reviews from being mostly positive. So we'll get them on the nominations. We won't nominate them for nothing. They won't get no nomination. But honestly, I don't think WB cares. I don't think Warner Brothers is going to be crying about not getting a Game of the Year nomination or just any nomination for a game that sold 15 million copies in 3 weeks. I think they'll be okay. I think they'll get over it. You only bought Hogwarts Legacy for Avada Kedavra? I feel it. It's a very fun spell to use, especially when you especially when you use the cooldown exploit with the light spell and the potion. So you can basically drastically reduce the cooldown on the Vada Cadaver. So much fun. You want to see Xbox players who says Fireman in the game you playing. They win that one, I tell you. Xbox fans are going to hail Spider-Man. I mean, they already were, but yeah, it's going to get worse. It's going to get it's going to be so annoying. I already know. Let me check Twitter real quick. Let me see what's trending. I feel like Starfield's going to be trending if I check Twitter. I already know how Twitter works. I feel like Starfield's going to be trending. If not now, very soon. Holy. Retweet the nominees. Let me see what people are saying about Starfield. Best RPG game. Oh, they already dug it on Starfield. Said game of the generation. Oh no, that's tough, bro. That's tough. That game of the generation comment is wild. That's definitely going to be mean for a long time. You bummed out for smoking. Oh, were you serious? I'm not sure if you're joking or not. Either way, it was funny. Forspoken getting any nomination whatsoever would have been insanity. I think they should just announce the I think they should definitely announce the WB Games Montreal one at the Game Awards. They have no problem announcing multiple games from the same publisher. That's never been an issue. So Forspoken got a nomination. That would have been this. I don't even know what they could even nominate Forspoken for. Like, there's nothing I can even think of that would even remotely qualify it over all these other games for anything. But there's absolutely no way Baldur's Gate is losing game. Like Baldur's Gate 3, that's already wrapped up. The only mystery was who was going to be the last games that get nominated. We all know Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win. The question was who was going to squeeze in those last few nomination spots. Because we already had 3 nominees guaranteed. So the only question was, what are those final 3 going to be? We all know Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win. like that was never in doubt. It already won Game of the Year at the Golden Joystick Awards that happened last week. It's going to win this one too. I have no doubt about it. If it has to be either Baldur's Gate 3 or Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, and I think it's going to be Baldur's Gate 3. No doubt. Forspoken was nominated for cringy dialogue. Spider-Man 2 is your game of the year. Yeah, I haven't played all the games that got nominated. Out of all the games that got nominated for Game of the Year, I played obviously I played Spider-Man 2. I don't have a Switch, so I didn't play Tears of the Kingdom. I didn't play Baldur's Gate 3. I didn't play Alan Wake 2 yet. I didn't play Wonder either. And I only played the Resident Evil 4 remake demo. How's Modern Warfare 3 not Modern Warfare 3 not have a nomination? Because it's Modern Warfare 3. Why? Like you answered your own question when you said the name. Also, didn't that just come out like a couple of days ago? What's the hype about Baldur's Gate 3? It's the game of the year. One of the all the critics are saying one of the best games ever. Amazing story. You get to do weird sex stuff. Everyone's loving it. A remake got in over Starfield. A lot of games got it over Starfield. Bro, there's no way Starfield was getting nominated for that one. But that is insane. Like all the build up to Starfield, all the hype, all the claims, and it managed one nomination for the entire event. And it's not for Game of the Year. It didn't get nothing. Not audio, not narrative, not music, not direction. Nothing. It got nothing except RPG. The VAs of Spider-Man 2 are insane and all the emotion. Absolutely. I hope Yuri wins that one. I feel like Yuri Lowenthal definitely deserves that one. Baldur's Gate 3, best RPG you ever played, no glazing. I believe it looks good. Like the story and everything looks great. My thing is, I just can't get. I just don't want to play games with that type of combat. It just doesn't interest me. If the combat in Baldur's Gate 3 was like The Witcher or something, I would have played it immediately. I would have got it as soon as it was on PS5. I would have been all in there. But I just don't like that type of gameplay. It's not for me. In general, I don't like turn-based combat, but top-down MMO type, I just don't do it. I just don't. That Starfield's pretty bad. Not gonna lie. Spider-Man 2 got a decent amount of nominations. Green boss fight was your favorite. Your performance. I think my favorite performance was the Miles versus Peter fight. That whole section where Peter went to go save Miles and confront Craven. That was just masterful voice acting all around from everybody. Peter, Najee, they all Tony, they all went crazy. I have no if they don't announce it at the Game Awards, I have no idea when they're planning on announcing it. I thought they would announce it at the Summer Game Fest or this past year. So if they don't announce it at the Game Awards, I have no idea what the plan is, because I haven't heard any news about it since the job postings last December. So if it doesn't get announced this year, I have no idea when to expect it. We all know even if it doesn't win Game of the Year, Spider-Man is the Game of the Year. First, fans now. Yeah. Well, there's definitely going to be people that disagree with that, as I'm seeing in my comment sections on my Wolverine video. I made a video about Wolverine, the latest updates and the leak and everything, and I got a bunch of comments from people bitching about Spider-Man 2, saying that Wolverine's going to be bad and how much they hate Spider-Man 2 and it's going to be woke, saying Wolverine's going to be woke and all this other nonsense. I'm like, bro, get over yourselves. Like, seriously. People really out here losing their minds because they had to play one side mission with a character who's hearing impaired. Oh no, the humanity. Wolverine's gonna be bad because you played one side mission with a black person in it. Oh no, the world. Like, come on, bro. What are we doing here? You played one side mission you did. You had to play two side missions you didn't like, and they're already ready to throw out Wolverine. Like, what is wrong with these people, bro? Ponies, no nomination equals bad. Sony W, because it's Sony. What do you expect? Yeah, I mean, yeah, Sony always gets nominations. Like, that is what it is. Don't even know woke is such an overused term. like it just gets thrown out just everywhere now. Like, it just for no reason. Like, if someone sees anyone that's not white, it's woke, it's woke. Like, no, it's not. That's not what that means. Stop it. I assure you, an optional side mission did not ruin the game. You're a child. If you think a side mission ruined Spider-Man 2, you're a child. Like, come on. I can understand. I understand if Spider-Man 2 ended with Peter, instead of beating up Venom, he confronted Harry and gave him an hour-long lecture on late-stage capitalism and the joys of socialism, and they kissed on the mouth, and that ended the symbiote threat. Like, you played two side missions, one with Haley, one where you help some guy ask his boyfriend to prom. And you're at like, oh, it's the worst game ever. Oh my God, it's so woke. I have to play two side missions. Oh, shut up. Like, y'all weird, bro. It's two side missions. Two side missions. You played two side missions you didn't like. And you're throwing a tantrum. Holy. Grow up. Seriously. This whole discourse has gotten so ridiculous. You're now dragging Wolverine into it. We haven't seen anything from Wolverine except a really cool teaser trailer where he's sitting at a bar after just destroying a bunch of people. And already I'm seeing people like, oh, Wolverine's going to be trash. It's going to be woke. Shut up. Like, jeez, everything isn't woke. Everything is not that. I assure you, it's not that bad. Like, there are definitely games where it's legitimately over the top, and it ruins and the politics of the writers ruin the game. Okay, very obvious example: the Saints Row reboot. The politics of the developers got in the way. The overall product was affected. The story was effective. They tanked their own marketing, and we saw the outcome. Spider-Man 2 is going to be one of the best-selling games is already one of the best-selling games of the year, one of the best-selling games of all time. Most people like it. critics and the audience. You can see that from the audience scores. It's literally just a handful of people on Twitter, a lot of whom didn't even play the game, who are just like, they just saw somebody, some grifter on YouTube make a video about it saying it's woke, and they're like, oh Mary Jane's face, shut up. Also, didn't they say Wolverine's going to have a hard M rating? Yeah. So Brian Horton, the creative director of Wolverine, he said that this game is going to be more mature, and Jeff Grubb, him and Jason Schreier, biggest industry insiders, always right, pretty much. Jeff Grubb said they're targeting a hard M, like straight, real mature rating for Marvel's Wolverine. Lots of gore, lots of violence, all the blood. Can't wait till people lose their mind when the soundtrack shows a kiss between Black Cat and her. If people actually legitimately boycott that or get mad over that, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You're on the island with that one. No one's going to follow you. Well, because not the problem with this industry. The problem is the way it's executed in these franchises. Where's GTA 6? GTA 6 is in our hearts and minds. He had a few crashes and occasionally had a dude spawn inside of a solid object or crime. That was it. Literally, my only issues with Spider-Man 2 were the performance issues that I had at launch. The fact that it didn't come with New Game Plus, which is standard at this point with a lot of Sony games. But I knew it was coming later, so I was like, that's whatever. And I felt like the story definitely could have benefited from being longer, a little bit longer, because mainly because I didn't want it to end. But also, I think it could have benefited from us having the ability to fight more villains. I think having less villains than Spider-Man PS4 overall to fight didn't really service the story as much, and made a lot of side content feel less fulfilling. But I overall enjoyed the main story, like especially, you saw me. I streamed it for 10 hours straight, 2 days in a row. like on those big set piece fights, we were going crazy. The Black Cat Sorcerer Supreme mission, Miles versus Martin Lee, Miles versus Peter, all that was peak, bro. The game was fire. All this other nonsense is mostly from people I swear they didn't play it. Like I swear it's literally people who just watched a YouTube video calling it woke and was like, oh yeah, shut up. No, it's not. See, I haven't finished Spider-Man 2, playing once per week. The New Game Plus, at least one DLC. Oh, you won't be waiting for a while. I get being cautious when it comes to this stuff, but it's so overblown. Like it was literally 2 side missions. Like, come on. It's like, come on. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? The story was fine. People acting like because they had to. People had like you get one mission where you get this one fun optional mission where you get to do some graffiti art with Haley, and now all of a sudden people think Wolverine's going to be the worst game of the year. Like, shut up! like you're not a real fan. You're just a whiner. You're just another reactionary yelling on social media about nothing. Peter versus Lizard is probably your favorite. Great fight. Great, well done fight. Really loved it, especially the acting. There were so many great moments in this game, and the fact that people are just ignore all of it and just like, oh, well, I had to play. Well, there's a gay character in there, so like, shut up. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, you get to play as Venom, and you had to use great set pieces, but I had to help someone ask their boyfriend to prom, so 0 out of 10. Like, come on, what are we talking about? Oh, in the other non-controversy, the Miles Morales Evolve suit. I thought the suit was okay. I actually really like the red and black version. There was a red and black variant that friend of the channel designed. Let me pull it up. There was one in the game, but it has still a lot of the original colors. But there's a really cool variant of it. But even that, I'm like, that's not even a big deal. Like, who cares if you don't like the Evolve suit? I didn't like the Ox suit in Spider-Man PS4. So what? Who cares? It's just a suit. You put it on in the cut. You wear it in the cutscene, and then you can take it off. Who cares? Here it is. Rock Rider. This is my favorite one. He made his own version of the Miles Morales Evolve suit. And I went Insomniac to put this version in the game. Shout out to Rock Rider on Twitter. Like, this is fire. I need that. This is fire. This was designed by Rock Rider. Like, if they just alter this, we on something. I like it. Because literally my only problem with the original Evolve suit was that I wanted the option of having the hoodie up, and I wanted the red and black color scheme. Because I thought that the base design was good. I just wanted a different color scheme and the ability to have the hoodie. And Rock Rider just made those alterations, and even to the sneakers, and I thought it came out amazing. Like, look, he basically got the bottoms from the upgraded suit. The bottom half of the suit is basically from the upgraded suit, and then he just changed the color palette of the rest and added the hoodie. Like, that looks, and to me that looks perfect. Spider-Man 2, number 2, gave it a 9. So, what's up, Brandon? But people acting like this, you're never going to have another suit. Like, as soon as it's over, as soon as the introductory scene is over, you can just take the suit off. And when he has a new game, guess what? He's going to have new suits. like people forgot somehow that, yeah, they changed their suits. Does Peter have the same suits from Spider-Man PS4? No. Like, Spider-Man PS4, he started off with a more classic inspired suit. Then he changed to the advanced suit. He ended the game with the anti-Ox suit. And Miles Morales, he had different homemade suits. Then he had his final suit. Then he had different suits throughout the game. Then he changed his base suit in Spider-Man 2. Then he got another one at the end. Like, suits are part of the game. They're always adding new suits. Like, I don't know why people act like this is going to be permanent. Like, they just want a reason just to be mad over nothing. At this point, this is unavoidable. Like, either you play the game, watch the movie, or skip parts that contain that stuff. People need to stop complaining. Like, this is only a good team. Like, it's not even that bad. Nobody likes overly political pandering in their content. And guess what? That stuff doesn't do well. And that's why we're seeing a lot of companies and studios like backpedal and tone it way down because people obviously don't like it. Like, no one cares about, no one other than bigots care about whether or not your project is diverse. They care if it's good. Like, Arcane League of Legends was a great show. It was also extremely diverse. But no one cares about that, really, as long as it's good. And they made it good without bogging it down with current day nonsense by just focusing on just making a good script with interesting characters that just happen to be diverse. Like, that's all people really want. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, diversity is great, but what people don't want to be is talked down to and pandered to. They want genuine diversity and interesting characters and stories. That's really all it comes down to. I don't care that you had a mission where, oh, there's diversity. Like, it doesn't matter if there are people who are yelling just because it exists. Like, does it hurt the story? Does it hurt the game? No. So save your complaints for something that actually matters. Like, every suit is not going to be your taste either. Okay, don't wear it. just get rid of it. Avengers Endgame was diverse and is the best superhero movie ever. Well, no, I won't go that far though. I think Endgame is horribly overrated, but as a movie, but still. Yeah, lot of diversity, lot of different characters in there. I mean, literally, like, everyone in the MCU was in that movie. But yeah, I think Endgame was horribly overrated. That's not a good movie. The only good you can skip cutscenes in Spider-Man. The only really the only good part of Endgame is the third act. Like, the final battle is like that final half of Endgame is like the only good part. Like, when Black Widow sacrifice, the final battle with Thanos, that whole third act is the only good parts of that movie. That movie is actually not actually very good. If you go back and like look at it, like, it's actually pretty bad in a lot of areas. That third act completely saved that movie. People remember it fondly, literally because of the third act. Like, it had all the hype going into it, and it had a lot. It still had positive momentum going into it because of how good Infinity War was, and the whole saga had built up to this one movie. So obviously people were going to go in biased and this one is something good, and then they got it at the end. I felt overall the great ending. They really stuck the landing, but those first two acts were rough. It was rough getting there. It was definitely rough getting there. Whenever I rewatch Endgame, I skip a lot. It's not very good. Same with No Way Home. No Way Home gets good like in like act 2.5 is when No Way Home actually starts getting good. But that first part is rough. It's rough getting there. You're biased. You're wrong. Great argument. Masterful. One of the great debaters of our time. What stunning analysis. Misspelling your and adding one word after that. Truly masterpiece. Great commentary. Love it. Rock Rider does amazing work. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. If you haven't already, check out Rock Rider on Twitter. Honestly, Insomniac should just hire him. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what they need to do, what they need to work out. That man needs to work there. You understand why they didn't put you in where you could change the weather. Also, you did the Mysterio glitch with Miles, and now your game is stuck at night. Sounds like a skill issue. I do the weather to change the time of day and stuff all the time. I don't have any issues with it. But yeah, they should have yeah, that would have been nice to include. Maybe they'll include it later. Tell you No Way Home was a fan service movie? Absolutely it was. Like if you it literally was those cameos. Fortunately they did it right. Unlike Multiverse of Madness, they delivered on the cameos because having Toby and Andrew in there actually meant something to the plot, and they did a really good job. And it elevated the overall movie. It wasn't just there to say, "Hey, look at this." You know, remember them? Like it was actually good and well done. But the first half of that movie was pretty bad. You'll love a full Silk game, even though we probably didn't get. Don't say never. We got a Miles game. I could definitely see us getting a Silk game. Depending on how well she's received, because they are. I was listening to her writers, and they're big fans of Silk, and they're committed to throwing her in the universe. So if they do a good job of her, maybe like they put her. That's why I think either give her a DLC or put her in Miles Morales 2. You know, really nail it. Do a good job of introducing her, and then make her part of Spider-Man 3, and then I think they'll be able to do a spinoff if they do it well, if they do a good job of portraying her. She-Hulk telling Bruce Banner she has infinitely better control over her anger because the cat calling is an example of woke writing. Miles helping a prom date get together is boring, not woke. That's actually a really good distinction. Yeah, that's actually pretty accurate. That's actually a pretty accurate distinction. You could say it's boring or anticlimactic. The same with the Miles mission where he has to save the mascot. Like you're like, oh yeah, that's not something I'd want to be doing. It's the same category. It's like, oh, maybe that's something I'd rather not be doing with Miles Morales. Like I want to fight an actual villain or something. I don't want to help the school that he goes to rescue their mascot. But it's not woke. Was the best Marvel movie of all time? For me, it's still Infinity War. I think that's definitely the best MCU movie. But just purely with the Marvel label, the best ones I've seen of all time was Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2, Infinity War, and Captain America Winter Soldier, Iron Man. Those are like the standout best Marvel movies I've seen. Hair's gonna be so annoying to animate. All hair is annoying to animate. I'll tell you that right now. That's a game developer secret. All hair is annoying and trouble to animate. It's all bad. hair is always like whatever's in hair is like always a problem when it comes to game development. Spider-Man 3 is underrated. Spider-Man 3 is properly rated. It's a terrible movie. People only remember Spider-Man 3 fondly because of the memes. If it wasn't for the Bully Maguire memes, no one would like that movie. It's a terrible movie. it's, it's not good at all. It's good. People like it because it's unintentionally hilarious. It's an awful movie. Otherwise, it could have been really good, but they let it get way too campy. If it wasn't for Bully Maguire, no one would remember that movie. Literally, that's the only reason people remember that movie at all. Like, it was such a bad movie otherwise. Miles, Craven, Harry, and the symbiote all needed a lot more screen time and development. I thought they did a great job with both Harry and Miles. My only issue with the Harry situation is that, and this is a minor nitpick, but I feel like they didn't properly flesh out how exactly Harry bonded with the symbiote. Like, I feel like that was one loose end they didn't properly tie together, because part of the mystery, like, people assumed that Harry was going to be Venom because they don't look beyond the surface. They just saw him in the tank and was like, oh well, there's nothing here. There's nothing else to see here. Like, they didn't think critically about it at all. But the reason why I thought it could be a misdirect is because Harry and the symbiote weren't bonding. And we got to see 2 different post-credit scenes with Harry in the tank, and he didn't bond with the symbiote in either one. And not only that, in the second one, because it didn't work, Norman told Connors to get him out of there because it didn't work. He didn't make a breakthrough. Like, it would have been one thing if they made a breakthrough. It was like, oh, and we just saw like the symbiote go inside of Harry or something as like a lead-in, like, oh, okay, so they're definitely doing this. No, it was like, oh no, the suit, he's still not better. The symbiote still didn't reject. The symbiote still rejected him. All right, well, just get him out of there. And then we see him in Spider-Man 2. He pops up and he's perfectly fine. And not only that, completely bonded with the symbiote, and they kind of just hand waved it away. That's why I thought they could have done a better job of like fleshing all that out. Because it was like, how did it go from that to, oh no, I'm completely healed. I have super strength now. We're all good. It was like they just kind of hand waved it away. Oh, it works. No. Oh, it's fine now. Think they're going to switch the same spider that bit Silk and Peter. That's an interesting thing. Like, all right, first of all, I don't think they're gonna. I think there's a good chance it'll be the same spider that bit Peter, or maybe another spider. I don't think they're gonna do the spider. I don't think they're gonna do the spider attraction thing. I don't think they're gonna do it. Just knowing Insomniac, I don't think they're gonna try that. Because I already see like some people are just like, they don't like that aspect of the original Silk story, and I don't think they're gonna want. I don't think they're gonna want like a lot of sexual nature type of stuff in the game. And Insomniac like pretty much completely removed that from Spider-Man 2. So I think they're gonna be much more wholesome with their take on Silk. I don't think they're gonna do it. No way. I think I think they're going to keep Silk's spider sense being unique. I think they'll adapt that from the comics, but I don't think we're going to have any awkward Miles and Cindy stepsister stepbrother moments. I don't think Insomniac's going that route. definitely not going to do that with Peter and Silk, because based on the end credit scene, she looks like the same age as Miles. So I don't think they're going to go that route either. I think they're just going to leave that out the way. Hope Silk gets her full suit made of webs. I can see them doing that, but I think they're going to definitely alter it. Peter going to jail. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, I don't think they're going that route. It was cool that Cindy was bitten first to Peter, but you hated the spider attraction thing. Yeah. That's like an easy cut that they're going to get rid of. It'll be interesting to see how they do it. Are they going to have it so that, because it'd be hard to make a story where Silk was a spider hero the whole time, because then where has she been all this time? So then the question is going to be, all right, so if she wasn't bit first, then are they going to find are they going to make it like a recent thing, or is it going to be like, oh, she's going to be like, they're going to find a new spider and have her get bitten? Like, I'm wondering how they're going to do it. My opinion, who's the top 2 game of the year? Baldur's Gate 3 is winning game of the year. That's it. It's Baldur's Gate 3. That's it. We already got the drama. The drama was who was going to get nominated, besides the obvious ones. Who was going to get snubbed? Baldur's Gate 3 is clearly going to win. Like that's not even in doubt. But to see the Marvels, as long as your expectations are below the floor, you're probably going to enjoy it. That's what I did. I went in with the lowest possible expectations for the Marvels, and I was like, oh, I thought this was going to be much worse. Spider-Man 3 playable spider heroes, yeah. Yep. Peter, Miles, Silk. Spider-Man 3. Suicide Squad announced something on Twitter. Ooh. What did Suicide Squad announce on Twitter? Huh. Hogwarts Legacy just made a little announcement. They just made all the Twitch drops available to all players. All right, here's the Suicide Squad announcement. Ooh, here we go. We're back. Join us Wednesday for the first episode of our brand new series, Suicide Squad Insider. In episode 1, Rocksteady will unpack the story and gameplay of Suicide Squad Kill Justice League. That's November 15th at 10 a.m. Story and gameplay episode 1. It's they're doing it on YouTube, 10 a.m. PT. So that's 1 p.m. So Wednesday 1 p.m. Suicide Squad is back. They're going to start so the remarketing has officially begun. Suicide Squad is going for it. So they're going to have a series of episodes on their YouTube channel where they go over different aspects of the game. So 1 p.m. we're going to be co-streaming it, definitely, and they're going to be going over the gameplay and the story. So let's see if they made some improvements since the last time we saw it. Looking forward to it. I'm legitimately rooting for the game. I hope it does well. So we'll be there. We'll be co-streaming it, and I should probably make a video about it. Just a little quick update. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Baldur's Gate 3 Game of the Year. I'm Scott the Gamer, signing out.